So we're here at Knin Fortress with Kresimir Macan, who is a senior political analyst and PR guru, and really an expert on the Croatian elections. Kresimir, first of all, can you tell us what your overall summary of the actual results were? Who did well, who didn't?
Everybody did well, so there was a great turnout, and more than 60%, and that's unrecorded for a while. So obviously, President Milanovic sparked that division or polarization on both sides. One for a stable continuation of what AGZ, a right party, was doing for the third mandate. So stability in all crises. This is what they claimed for. While President Milanovic, though unconstitutionally in the campaign and banned by the Constitutional Court to do so, announced a race for rivers of justice to flood and take away the AGZ corruption. So actually, that polarized everybody, and turnout was great, 12% at least, bigger than the last time. And then everybody more or less was the winner. The AGZ won 58 mandates plus 3 from Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's 5 less than last time, but we're winning for the third time in a row. It's a huge result because Rivers of Justice ended short at 41 with all the partners they had. And then we had 2 winners from the right, Domovinski Pokret with 14, most with 11, and then Možemo, left green, with 10. And then IDS from Istria with 2, Focus with 1 near Zagreb, and North Matija Posavec, he won 2. So those are all the winners actually, because most of them appeared for the first time at the previous elections, and they fortified their positions right now.
Okay.
Even SDP is stronger than it used to be because they changed partners, so even they got some more mandates.
Okay.
So obviously polarization pulled people out to vote, and now it's hard to see who's going to make 76 hands, who's going to round 76 hands to make a government.
Okay.
AGZ is closer to it because they have 61 plus 8 of minorities. It should be 69, so they're missing only 7 for 76. And there are different roads to do it. But if they join forces with the Domovinski Pokret, who has 14, okay, 12 probably to join the government, not all of them, or 13. So it would make 61 plus 13, it's 74. So
Okay.
they miss only 2. So they'll get those from minorities because DP doesn't want Serbs to
Okay.
be represented as minority in the government. So this is, let's say, more realistic approach.
Right.
While President Milanovic should gather all them and get 76 exactly,
Okay.
including most, who is right. So it's a more complex story for him, especially after yesterday's announcement by Constitutional Court that he cannot be.
Can you just explain that in simple terms? What actually happened? What was the ruling, and what has been the fallout since then?
But the story is very simple. The Constitutional Court said before the elections that president is an institution. So president is not supposed to do anything in the elections, just being neutral, because by constitution, president is not a party member.
Yeah.
So he's just an ordinary citizen, first among others. And he was warned by Constitutional Court that if he wants to run for elections, he should resign.
Okay.
And run as an ordinary citizen.
Yeah.
That would prompt for 60-day elections for the president, whatever. And Milanovic didn't choose to do so because he wanted to control who's going to win
Yeah.
the first nominee offer, because he's the one the president is giving to the guy who brings him 76 signatures. Is giving him a nomination to
Form the
try
government.
to form the government, and so he expected better results than the Rijeka Pravde, the River of Justice, got. So it was too narrow for him to make the majority. But anyhow, of course, he tried, because there is possibility. He tried to form the majority, and this triggered the second reaction of the Constitutional Court, because as a president, he is not supposed to negotiate, invite, or talk to anybody regarding new government, because he's the one giving that mandate to the new prime minister. So the Constitutional Court simply said he didn't listen us initially, he didn't resign, so now we might ban him as a prime minister.
We might.
We might ban him as a prime minister, even if he resigns. because he was unconstitutional all the time.
Yeah.
So his nomination would be, shaming all of us, because he would do everything against the constitution and now become a prime minister. So say no way.
Okay.
So in this round of election, he cannot be prime minister. This is what they said.
Okay. So in the media, they're saying that Domovinski Pokret are the kingmaker, the party that's going to choose. What is it that they want, and how likely is it that they will align with either HDZ or the Rivers of Justice?
They are very likely to align with HZ, because they already officially said no to Možemo, not to LGBT and Green Left. And they are too avant-garde for them, and they are very conservative, and they are the easiest way to explain them is they are veteran party.
Yeah.
So all those people affected by war, they think that HZ is too center and too friendly to the Serbs and to Serbia in general, are voting DP, because they think that Croatia should be more harsh on Serbia asking for the war repatriation, war damages, and that we forgot too easily what happened in the war. And that we are not. They are very veteran and patriotic party. So one of the things they don't want a Serbian minority in the government, because they are profiting quite a lot financially from that. So they simply want to cut the incomes to the Milorad Pupovac and his party. So this might be conditions. So no Serbs in the government. This is difficult. AGZ had already said we would like to keep them, because this is good for that's Ivo Stier, so very right. AGZ member of parliament said that, to say to DP, we need Serbs, because they also had a campaign. Serbs had a campaign. Croatia needs Serbs.
Yeah, nice.
Just to illustrate that actually the system so far was good, and it was helping Croatia to ask the same rights for the Croats in Serbia. So for the first time we had a minister in the Serbian government. So they'll be more radical in that sense. Asking for more damages from Serbia, but also they could be very interesting in doing business, so energy projects and stuff like that. So they're very likely to make a deal.
Okay, so final question, the one everyone's asking is, what is your prediction? Who will be in the next government, and when do you think it will be formed?
So it'll be made by HZ and DP. Andrej Plenković very likely initially as the prime minister. We'll see what develops later and how it develops later on. And it could be very soon, because I think Constitutional Court fastened everything up, because Milanovic is out of the game. So who's else?
Okay, excellent. All right, thanks so much. Well, we'll just have a little panorama of wonderful Knin fortress here. It's the second largest fortress in Europe, and really commanding views over the local area, and what used to be one of the biggest train hubs as well. And this is where on August the 5th every year they come to commemorate the Operation Storm.